Welcome. In this short video we're going to look at area and perimeter, and if we read our example up here, we have to find the perimeter and we have to find the area of these shapes down below. So how do we find our perimeter? We're going to write P here. So for perimeter we add all of our sides. We'll just put in add. Again, sorry, I'm writing with my keypad. Add all sides, S I D E S, and then area, I'm going to write A for area here, and so area equals our length multiplied by our width, which is nice and easy for squares, but in some shapes we have to find out what shapes exist within them. And the example of that is above here, where we look at these 1, 2 and 3 shapes, and we can see that they're all irregular shapes. And so a nice easy way of doing this is by making them more regular. So we're going to split them up a little bit. The first thing we have to do is we're going to look at example A. And in example A, first thing we have to do is find our perimeter, and we need to add all of our sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the shape, and I'm going to see, are there any sides that are not named. So we can see at the bottom here that this line along here, this is 8 centimeters, this is 6 centimeters. This one here, we don't know what length that is, there's no given length for it, so just put a question mark there for the moment. This here is 1 centimeter, along here 4 centimeters, 2 centimeters, and here we've got no value either. However, we can see that this length is the same as this length. So if this is 6 centimeters over here, then this would be 6. This would be 6 centimeters over here. So we just need to find out the length of this side, and then we will have all of our sides, and we will be able to add them up and find our perimeter. So I'm going to look at the information that I do know. I know that the length from this side to this side is 8 centimeters. I know that from here to here is 8 centimeters. But I just want to find out this part of it here. So this line is 2 centimeters, this line is 6 centimeters, and here to here is 8 centimeters. So if I take my 6 centimeters from here as far as here, my 2 and my 4, I'll be left with this, and I'll be able to add my perimeter. So 8 take away 4 leaves 4, and then 4 take away 2, that leaves me with 2 centimeters. So I now know my value for this part of my shape, and now I can add all my perimeter together. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to say 6 plus 2, and that's 8, and this is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 1 is 14. 14 plus 2 is 16. 16 plus 6 is 22. And then 22 plus 8, this line along here, and that's equal to 30 centimeters. So my perimeter, after adding all of those sides, is equal to 30 centimeters. My next part then I have to do is I have to find out my area. And area is nice and simple. We multiply our length by our width. But in this example, we've got an irregular shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them regular. So looking at my shapes then, I'm going to separate them into shapes that I do know. I'm going to make this into a rectangle by simply drawing a line down here I'm going to do the same thing over here. And now you can see that I've got three shapes: a rectangle that looks like a square and a rectangle over here. So if I find the area of this shape, just mark them in. So this shape here, and this shape here, and if I add them all together, then I would have the area of the whole shape. So let's look at our length and our width of each shape. And here we can see that this is 6 centimeters, and from here to here is 2 centimeters. So 6 multiplied by 2, I'm going to write that in here, and that's equal to 12 centimeters. Then I need to look at this shape here. So I'm going from this point down to this point. That's going to be less than 6 centimeters. And how much less is it going to be? Well, if I look at this value here, it says 1 centimeter from here to here. So then this must be 5 centimeters. I'll mark that in there. And I know that this line here is 4 centimeters. So 5 multiplied by 4. Let's go. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So that's equal to 20 centimeters. And then finally I need to know the area of this shape in here. And I know that the length is 6 centimeters and the width is 2 centimeters. So 6 multiplied by 2, that equals to 12. And now I've got the area of my three shapes, this shape here, this one here, and this one here. So if I add those together now, I will know the area of all of the shape. So 12 plus 20, that equals 32. 32 then plus the other 12, that equals 44. So down here then, I'm going to write A equals 44 centimeters and squared, because it's our area. And I'll just write in here that that is 6A. Okay, let's move on to 6B. Just write that in over here. And now we look at this shape again. So the first thing we have to do is find our perimeter. We said that our perimeter is when we add all of the sides together. So let's look at the sides that we have, and I'm going to start along this line here, which is 9 centimeters, 2 centimeters, that's 2 centimeters, 6 centimeters. I have no value for this line, so I'll just put a question mark there for the moment. I have a value for this line here, that's 2 centimeters. I have no value for this one, so put a question mark. And I don't have a value for this line either, so I can put a little question mark there. I know that this one is 3 centimeters, and I have nothing here for this one, so let's just put a little question mark there. It's very easy to spot what this line is going to be, as it's the same length as our line over here. So if that's 2 centimeters, this one here is going to be 2 centimeters, 2 cm. Also, this line here is 3 centimeters. You can see that this line is the same size, so we can put that in as 3 centimeters. And I don't know this line, and that's certainly shorter than this line over here. So if I find out what this line is here, take that away from this line, then we should be left with this value here. So this is 6 centimeters. That would take us from here to here. And if I took away the 2 centimeters, then I would be left with this length. So 6 take away 2, that equals 4. Let's pop in our 4 centimeters. Now I just need to find out what this line is up here. So I can see that this line is shorter than the distance from here to here. So again, if I find out the length of this part, take it away from 9 centimeters, I'll be left with my distance from this point to this point. So it's 9 centimeters from here to here. This line tells me that it's 2 centimeters from here to here. So 9 take away 2, that's going to leave me with 7 centimeters. Now I've got all of my sides filled in, so I can just add my perimeter. So I'll start with here with 9 plus 2, that's 10, 11, plus 2, that's 12, 13, plus 6, 13 plus 6 is 19, 19 plus 7, that's 26, 26 plus 2, that's 27, 28, 28 plus 3, that gives me 31, 31 then plus 4, that gives me 35, 35 plus 3, that gives me 38, and 38 then plus 2, that's going to give me 40. So here I can put in P equals 40 centimeters. And that's my perimeter. It's often easy to think of a perimeter as a fence that goes around a field, or a wall that goes around your garden. Now, next we need to find our area. An area is when we multiply our length by our width. But again, we've got an irregular shape. So I'm going to try and break it up into regular shapes, because I like rectangles and I like squares. So I'm going to take out a line, and I'm going to start drawing lines in order to make it into a regular shape. So I'm going to draw a line from here to here. That gives me a rectangle there. I can also draw a line from here to here. And that looks like a square in here. And I've made another rectangle down here. I'm going to take out my pen. And I'm going to look at the length multiplied by the width. Now I'm going to find the area of this rectangle in here. And I know that this length is 7 centimeters, which I found out earlier. And this line here is 2 centimeters, so 7 multiplied by 2, 7, 14. So let's pop our value in there, that's 14 centimeters squared. Now I need to find out the value of this shape here, which looks like a square, but we can't be fully certain yet, so we'll just try and see what we can find out. So we found out this line here, which is 4 centimeters, and then we need to find out the value of the distance of this line here. So we're going to have to find a point of reference, and we know that the line above it that made up a rectangle, and it was 7 centimeters across here. Those two lines are the same distance. So from here to here must be 7 centimeters. We know that from here to here is 3 centimeters. So if we take the distance of this line, 7 centimeters, take away the distance of this line, 3 centimeters, we should be left with the value of this line here. So 7 minus 3, that equals 4 centimeters. Now we've found our value of our two lines. It's 4 centimeters here and 4 centimeters there. So we know that this is now a square. 4 multiplied by 4, it's 4, 8, 12, 16. So it's 16 centimeters squared. Just pop that in. 16 centimeters squared. And that is the area of a square here. We've only one more part to find. It's the bottom rectangle here. And we know that this length here is 9. If we multiply 9, our length by our width, we'll find out the area of this square. And we can add them together, or this rectangle, and we can add them together. And we'll have the area of the whole shape. So, this is 9 centimeters. This is 2 centimeters. Let's multiply 9 by 2. So that's 9, 18. Then this rectangle here is going to be 18 centimeters. Put it in 18 cm. Now we can add together the value of this rectangle this square and this rectangle, and that will give us the area of the whole square. So 18 plus 16, 18 plus 16 is equal to 34. 34 plus 14 is equal to 48. So our area for 6b is equal to 48 centimeters squared. Now we have to do 6c. Okay, so again what we do is we look around our shape, and first of all we find any values, any lines that we don't know the value of, the distance of. So bottom line here we have 7, here we have no value, and this is certainly shorter than this line across here, so we're not going to be able to put 2 in there. So we're going to have to find out the distance from this point to this point. It's going to be smaller than the distance from this point to this point. So how can we find out the distance from there to there? Well, we know that this is 2 centimeters, and we know that this is 7 centimeters, and we know that this is 4 centimeters from here to here. We know that this is 3 centimeters from here to here. So can we find out exactly what our shape is? Well, if this is 2 centimeters and this is 3 centimeters, and this line from here to here would be this line, 3 centimeters, plus this line, 2 centimeters. That would be 5 centimeters. And that is the same length as this line from here down to here. And if that's 5 centimeters, this would have to be 5 centimeters. So if we go 5 centimeters, take away the distance here, 4 centimeters, we'll be left with 1 centimeter, which must be this line here, which is the same size as this line in here. So let's just pop in 1 cm. Sorry for my writing, I'm writing with a keypad. Okay, so now we know this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, and we don't know this line, let's put a little question mark there. And we don't know the distance of this line over here. That's really easy to get because this line from here to here is the same length as here to here. So it's 2 centimeters here, then it's got to be 2 centimeters over here. And then we've got this line, we've got the value for this distance. We don't have the value for this distance, but again we can see that it's the same length as this line here. If that's 2 centimeters, this has to be 2 centimeters. We've only one value left to find, and that's what is the distance from here to here. So let's look at something that's opposite it. Okay, so there's a 7 centimeter line down here, and this line is shorter. I suppose we've got to find out how much shorter it is. So can we find a line within that? Can we find a distance? Well, if we were to draw a line just down here, it would help us. We really need to find out what this distance is. This line here. If we go 7, take away whatever distance that is, then that would give us the distance from here to here. So how do we find out the distance from here to here? Let's go and find out values we do know. We know that from this point to this point is 2 centimeters. So from here to here must also be 2 centimeters. But it's 3 centimeters from here to here. So if we take 3 centimeters and take away 2 centimeters, then we should be left with this value here, which is 1 centimeter. Now we can go 7 centimeters, take away 1 centimeter. That's going to leave us with 6 centimeters, which is the distance from here to here. Now very quickly we can add up our perimeter. So I'm going to start down here with 7 centimeters, plus 1, 8 centimeters, plus 2 is 9, 10 centimeters, plus 4 is 14 centimeters, plus 3 is 17 centimeters, plus 2 is 19 centimeters, plus 6 is 25 centimeters, plus 2 is 27 centimeters, plus 2 is 29 centimeters, plus 3 is 32 centimeters, plus 2 is 35 centimeters, plus 2 is 37 centimeters. And that will give us our perimeter, 37 centimeters. So for 6C we've got 37 centimeters as our perimeter. So P equals 37 centimeters. Now we need to find our area. So area equals what? So again we got to divide this up into shapes because it's a very large irregular shape. And if I can draw some lines throughout this shape, make it much easier. So I like rectangles and I like squares especially. So I'm going to draw a line from here to here. That's going to give me a rectangle up here. Then I'm going to draw a line from here to here. And that's going to give me a shape in here. And then finally, I'm going to have this little square in here. Well, it looks like a square. We haven't proved that yet. So now, I got to find out the area of this shape, this shape, this shape, and this shape. And if I can do that, then I'm going to end up with the area of all of my square. Okay, so what do I know? I know this rectangle up here. I know that it's 6 centimeters from here to here, 2 centimeters from here to here. I know that area equals length multiplied by width, so 6 multiplied by 2, that equals 12. I know this square here. I know that this line is 2 centimeters, this line is 2 centimeters, so 2 multiplied by 2, that equals 4. In this shape here, I know that my line from here to here is 7 centimeters. I don't know the value of this line. However, I do know from here to here is 2 centimeters. So 7 take away 2, that gives me 5. That's 5 centimeters for this line here. And CM. And then I need to know the distance from here to here. And I know that it's 4 from here to here. Looking at this measurement, I know it's 1 from here to here. And then this line must also be 5. But that is a square. So 5 centimeters multiplied by 5 centimeters, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 centimeters. Let's write in that value. That's 25. And then I've got one final rectangle where I've got to figure out my distances. I know that my length here is 4 centimeters. I know my width is 2 centimeters. So 4 multiplied by 2, that's 4 and 8. So the area of that part is 8 centimeters squared. And now I just got to add them together. I have 4 areas. And that'll give me the area of all of the rectangle. So 8 plus 12, that's 20. 20 plus 25, that's equal to 45. 45 plus 4, that's equal to 49. So then the area is equal to 49 centimeters squared. Okay, I hope that this video has helped you to understand area and perimeter. Best of luck with the rest of the sums.